The movie opens in a distant prehistoric era. A man, covered in furs and dirt, trudges across a rocky landscape holding wildflowers in his hands. He stops to carefully pick one delicate flower, using its stem to twist it into a makeshift ring. With a bashful smile, he offers it to his partner, a cave woman waiting nearby. She smiles, touched by the simple, primal gesture. He slides the flower ring onto her finger, and in that moment, we witness what may be the world's first symbol of romantic commitment. As the scene fades, we're suddenly transported into modern-day New York City. Here, in a bustling urban office, we meet Lucy, a professional matchmaker working at a high-end company called Adore. She's smart, confident, and very successful at what she does. She's already helped 9 couples get engaged, and her reputation is growing. But not every case is a success story, especially when it comes to one of her more complicated clients, Sophie. Sophie has gone on several dates that Lucy has arranged, but none of them have led to anything meaningful. Most of the men seem disinterested, or just not the right fit. Sophie, for her part, has incredibly high standards. She wants the perfect partner, someone who checks every box. And every time a date falls short, Sophie walks away disappointed. Lucy tries to explain that it's hard to match someone when both parties expect perfection. She suggests that Sophie's ideal may be more about fantasy than reality. Back at the office, Lucy's boss Violet throws her a small celebration. One of Lucy's clients is getting married this weekend, her 9th successful engagement. It's a milestone worth acknowledging. After the party, Lucy steps outside with her best friend and coworker Daisy, where they chat about Sophie's situation. They also talk about Lucy's own romantic ideals. Lucy admits that she too has a picture-perfect vision of the man she wants to marry, someone charming, successful, emotionally intelligent. Later, Lucy attends her client Charlotte's wedding. It's a beautiful event, filled with elegance and luxury. While mingling with the guests, Lucy sees it as a networking opportunity, hoping some of the single women might become future clients. Then, Charlotte's maid of honor rushes over, telling Lucy that Charlotte needs her urgently. Charlotte is overwhelmed and nervous, having a serious case of wedding day jitters. She confesses to Lucy that she's not sure she wants to go through with the wedding. It feels like she's doing it more for her parents, who spent a fortune on it, rather than for herself. Lucy gently asks Charlotte, "Why do you really want to marry Peter?" Charlotte pauses and admits something strange. She wants to marry Peter because it makes her sister jealous. Peter, in her view, is clearly more successful and attractive than her sister's husband. So by marrying Peter, she feels like she's finally winning against her sister. Lucy, surprisingly, tells her that even that reason has its own kind of value. It means Charlotte sees worth in the relationship. Lucy's calm and confident words ease Charlotte's nerves, and she agrees to go ahead with the wedding. As the wedding continues, Lucy joins the reception, where she meets Harry, Peter's brother. They'd actually crossed paths earlier. Harry had seen Lucy trying to recruit people for Adore. There's a spark between them, and they begin to bond. But Lucy's comfort is quickly shaken when she notices one of the waiters. It's John, her ex-boyfriend. Later, Lucy steps outside with John for a smoke break. It's their first conversation in a long time. John is still trying to make it as an actor, but he hasn't found much success. They talk casually, almost warmly, catching up on life. Afterward, Lucy returns inside and gives Harry her business card. But Harry teases her. He says he'll only call if she agrees to dance with him. So they dance, and for a brief moment, it feels like something new is beginning. But from a distance, John watches them, a bit unsettled. That night, John gives Lucy a ride home. During the ride, we get a flashback to one of their anniversaries, when they were still a couple. They were celebrating in Manhattan, but an argument erupted. John insisted on driving because he couldn't afford the subway, highlighting his ongoing financial struggles. Lucy, frustrated, got out of the car in the middle of the road, overwhelmed by their different realities. She admitted she loved him, but couldn't see a future in a relationship where they were both broke and constantly struggling. Back in the present, Lucy returns to her job. She's dealing with a new wave of male clients, many of whom seem shallow and only interested in dating young, conventionally attractive women. Still, Lucy continues to push through the daily grind. Meanwhile, she begins dating Harry. He takes her to upscale restaurants and seems like the kind of man most women dream of: tall, handsome, wealthy. Lucy herself admits that Harry is the ideal man by society's standards. But something about it feels off. Deep down, Lucy feels that someone like Harry shouldn't be dating someone like her. But Harry tells her that he likes her precisely because she sees the world differently, because she knows her value. Eventually, their relationship turns intimate, and Lucy visits his apartment. Everything seems perfect. But at the same time, John is shown sharing a tiny apartment with 2 roommates, still struggling to make ends meet. He tries to reach out to Lucy, hoping she'll come see a play he's performing in. Meanwhile, Lucy contacts Mark, one of Sophie's recent dates, to follow up. Mark tells her the date went great, and he really likes Sophie. Lucy is thrilled, but soon, things take a dark turn. When she returns to the office, Violet delivers shocking news. Sophie's lawyer has contacted Adore. It turns out that Mark assaulted Sophie during their date, and Sophie is now planning to sue the company. Lucy is stunned. Violet strictly instructs her not to contact Sophie under any circumstances. Overwhelmed and heartbroken, Lucy locks herself in the washroom and breaks down in tears. Later, Lucy and Harry attend John's play together. After the show, they join John and the rest of the crew for drinks. Lucy tries to open up about the legal trouble at work, but John brushes it off. "It's just dating," he says casually. Lucy, annoyed at his lack of understanding, leaves with Harry. As Lucy meets more and more clients, she starts to feel the cracks in the dating industry. One woman insists on dating only Republican men who live in closed communities. Another refuses to consider anyone who isn't white. A third has an absurdly long list of demands. Lucy snaps and confronts them, calling out their prejudices and unrealistic expectations. Unsurprisingly, these clients cancel their Adore memberships. Violet scolds Lucy and tells her that maybe she needs a break. Her judgment is clearly being clouded by stress. Eventually, Lucy breaks the rules and tries to find Sophie. She spots her on the street, but as soon as Sophie sees Lucy, she turns and walks in the opposite direction. Lucy chases her down, only to be met with anger and pain. Sophie accuses Lucy of failing to properly screen Mark, of being careless with people's safety. Lucy tries to explain and defend herself, but Sophie wants none of it. She walks away, and Lucy is left crushed. She wonders aloud what must have happened to that prehistoric couple from the beginning of the film. The first lovers who exchanged a flower ring in the wilderness. She thinks about how strange and beautiful it is that despite all the odds, despite the pain, fear, and chaos, people still choose to love, still choose to try. At that moment, Lucy gets a call from Violet, her boss. Violet offers her a promotion, a chance to move into an executive role at Adore. It's a major opportunity, but Lucy, feeling a new clarity about life, says she'll think about it. She's no longer sure that matchmaking is her true path. Just then, John pulls something from his pocket. It's a tiny, twisted flower ring, just like the one we saw at the beginning of the movie. He smiles and asks, half seriously, half playfully, "Want to make a poor financial decision with me?" Lucy laughs, tears in her eyes, and says yes. The film closes with a wide, sweeping shot of New York City. In it, we see couples walking hand in hand toward the courthouse to apply for marriage licenses. Among them are Lucy and John, grinning, nervous, but united. Ready to take their chances, whatever the future may hold. As the credits begin to roll, one thing is clear: love may not be perfect, and it may not be easy, but sometimes it's worth risking everything for.